Show with tonight's guest show, Mr. Joel Gray. The Muppet Show theme song. I would love to play this. It's time to play this. Here, let's do it like this. The Muppet Show theme with lyrics. This is my generation. This is what I grew up on. Okay, here we go. It's real quick. Muppet Show. It's the Muppet Show. Time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on Muppet Show tonight.
It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right. It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight. Do we always come here? I guess we'll never know. It's like a kind of torture. We like to watch the show.
Hey, what's up, homie? I ain't no queen. I know how to change a tire. And Muppet Show, you know, inspirational, celebrational, inspirational. This is what we call the Muppet Show on planet Earth. We make the program, it cracks me up. And it's falling apart because the plot, they lost the plot. Where's the plot? The plot left with the Epstein files. The whole thing is like, we live in a world of make-believe, and it just makes me laugh how, even when I was in the military, like, I was on the floor turning wrenches with people that had to figure out how to solve problems. Like, we had to figure out how to get the parts that we needed through the system that didn't want to allocate funds for that, but they will spend $25,000, $30,000 every single year so they could buy new cherry wood furniture. And that is the military industrial complex. And I'm here to share about it. My name's Marge. I'm a Heyoka empath, and I like to have these talks on how I think about things. And the system, the plot is thinning. And we live in the Muppet Show. And if you ever heard that like, you know, like, look at the world and all the theatrics in which it is. Like, right now we're in the midst of award season, and they're playing the same reruns with the Olympics and their rituals and their budgets for bullshit, the Burrow Brats, and then they have that superb owl worship crap. That they're like, there's still people that don't have. We have everything we need, me and Ma, because we live below our means. So all of our bills are paid, and we have left over, and then I use what's left over to share with people that don't have shit. And I want to do that in my community in Taos, because I drive through the back roads, and I'm like, you know what? I bet if I knocked on the door and asked them what they needed, like you know, help cleaning up the yard because it's fire hazard, you know. We're coming into season, dry season, like cleaning stuff up. I would love to have like a metaphysical fair where we talk about quantum things, all things, the sum of all parts. And then it'd be like a 2-day parter where people gather and then help somebody in the community, like a not so extreme makeover, and then go exchange ideas on how to go back into your own community. Because I'm tired of these freaking woosters. The woosters, because everything's woo-woo to me, but they pay themselves so much to say, listen to me. They're snake oil salesmen. They travel around to their conferences and go look at their pyramids. And in every community in which they travel, there's freaking impoverished people that have just been misplaced. Everybody's a refugee on planet Earth because we come into this realm with our souls ripped from another. Yet people are treated with such human guard. Yet people don't even know what it is to be a person. They just say, I'm a human, I got opposable thumbs, and then they just You know, they reach the 15-year-old mentality where they figure out butt stuff, you know, and then they just divert down that path, and that's the world that we live in now, and it's dissolving because the world is can't sustain itself on perversion. I myself, I don't know anybody that hasn't been touched by the hands of perversion, unless they're lying about it, you know, kind of like that. I don't know, people do weird stuff. It's a weird place we live in on this alien ant farm. Everything out there is alien. So does that mean every time I go off the earth, every time my feet come up off the earthly plane, I am an alien? Whenever I've taken an airplane ride from hither dither to go over there to yon, am I an alien? So what is it to be a human according to Wikipedia? Human. Human. I just put in human, and I wonder if everybody else get exactly the same thing. Human. It says here human's a primate. Let's see. What's a primate? What's a primate? A primate is... You get movies about primates now. You don't get definitions. Primate meaning the chief bishop or archbishop of a province. That's what a primate says. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Primus, that was the first show I ever saw. Rock and roll band. I was 15. Wasn't supposed to be doing it. Primus. Of the first rank. Primate. Primate. A mammal of an order that includes the lemurius, babials, tarsials, marmosets, monkeys, apes, and humans. We are distinguished by having hands, feet that are similar to hands, and forward-facing eyes, and with the exception of humans, are typically agile tree dwellers. When's the last time you met a person that climbed a tree? I used to climb trees. See, I'm not the 100th monkey. I'm the first monkey. Monkey Marge, my little monkey. They had to call the fire department on me one time. I climbed so high because I want to get back to the stars. I climbed so high I wouldn't look down, and then I get to where I'm out of branch or whatever, you know, and I'm just like, and then I get scared of falling, and then I'd hang on, and then I wouldn't budge. Like, nope, I ain't gonna die today. No, I misstep. I'm a clumsy person, so to do dangerous things, it wasn't ever wise for me. I'm a heyoka, so I like to try things, and the things I try are, I don't find out till later, are very dangerous. So I think about things different, and I wrote some notes on how I think about things different, and maybe other people will start thinking about things different, and then we could have a different world, because they keep doing things the same, and they keep promising and telling us a better place, and it just never happens, but they keep selling stuff, and prices get higher, and it makes no sense in my mind. And I think about how people are coming to terms that we are both feminine and masculine energy, and however we handle that and cope with that is our own story and our own path. That's played out. You know, whether we what happens if we ever end up in a headline. And I look at the world and I see things so different. And I look at all these men with long hair, and they're revered, right? And what I see them as is, I'm like, they're the ones with the feminine energy. Right? It used to be a time where they went out, they hunted, they did the hard labor while the women did the hard labor at home. It's all hard labor. It's just some roles are recognized more than others. And so he goes out, you know, but what he's doing, I did the same thing. I did all the same shit dudes did. I'm one of them inverts. I'm one of those sabotages, like, let's wreck her course of her life, and then she'll just be mad about it, and then she'll just end up in jail, and we can allocate $140,000 a year, you know, for somebody living in a cage, because that's what the prison system is. And so my train of thought, I go off on tangents, and then my train of thought derails, and I'm like, it's just how I am. I don't have no earth in my chart, so where's my cup of coffee? I had it. Did I leave it out there? Did I not bring it in? I forgot my cup of coffee. Confounded. That's dope. That's hella dope. I'll be right back. I forgot. Whoa! Now we're stepping on cables and cords and shit. Tripping hazards. Where's those cones? Road guards out? Road guards? Cones. Stanley, where's my coffee serving on with you? Stanley's got the zoomies. I really don't know where my cup of coffee is. I just took Mom just went to the bathroom. Did I take it in there? Set it down? Did I leave it outside? I just made myself a cup. What a weird timeline flip. I don't know what I did with it. I guess there it is, right where I left it. I cracked myself up. All right, so I go around the world, or I go out, I navigate through the world, and I look at things backwards. So I see men with long hair, and I see men that have finagled because they hold the feminine energy. So they got that, like, I can't, there's so many things I can't say. I need to have like a live venue where I can talk about a lot of this. Oh, fuck it, I'll just say it. Who am I? So like when I went into the military, because I look at them with the feminine energy, and the women with and short hair, the humans that wear the short hair, they hold the feminine energy. Because why do people have short hair? Because it's quick. They don't want to mess with it. That's why people have. That's why I have. See, that's the thing. It's like I have long hair on both, and I have short hair. What is that? I have on both of them because I'm a hothead. So I like long hair. I think it's pretty. I think it's nice. And then I have short hair too. So it's like the dudes with short hair, they're the ones with the chick energy, you know. They're the ones with the saggies themselves, the dudes that go, you know. And the saggy, I think that's funny because, you know, that like I think it's funny that saggy and hip hop culture, where they saggy draws, where you know why you sagging, man? Oh, it's a call that you're a bottom bitch. That's what saggy is. And they act tough because they don't want you to know that they're bottoms because they wear saggy. It's a come hither is what it is. Saggy draws, you know, gangsta, male camaraderie, butt stuff. Dude, they hate me because my G-spot ain't in my butt. And theirs is. And so humans, when are people ever considering what it even is to be a human? What is it to be a human? Talking about saggy titties and farts and sitting around when you're in your 30s playing your video games at your auntie's house because your mom's a junkie living on the street? So it's funny because your life is so serious and sad that you gotta make jokes, because that's why I make jokes about stuff. I make jokes about stuff to deflect that how shitty things are. People call me the troll. That's why I get trolled. I just ask questions. Like, how are you going to complain when you're living in a house with your mom built? And then people don't like the questions that I ask, because then I draw attention to things that they don't want people to know, especially if they're acting like fakes and frauds, because I see people's behavior. And people that want to be come across the world as authentic, I let them know, no, I am authenticity. You are part of a program that does super owls and concerts and religion and pass your basket so we can have multi-million-dollar holiday funds while single moms and dads and dude, not even that, kids that were thrown away like my mom to institutions that have no concern about their welfare. It's funny they call it welfare when they really have no concern about anyone's welfare. The beast system. It starts in your local governments. It starts with your local high schools that play yay tigers and yay that. Oh yeah, you like tigers a lot? People like tigers, and then I'm like, I'm a tiger. You're the tiger. And they're like, oh, but we don't mean you. But I hold all the same energy of what you hold in reverence to. I hold the energy of the tiger. I hunt like a tiger, I watch like a tiger, I play like a tiger, I hop around like a tiger, like all the cartoons. All, because they all make up what a tiger is. Tigger the tiger. They're great. Tony the tiger. All the tigers. I encompass all this energy, that things that people like, but in me they don't, because they don't like themselves. And I don't go them out much. I come across people that like themselves or they don't. And the way I see it is like, you go around the world, you see chicks with long hair. They you know, and it's healthy. That's a balanced person. You see, Leos they're supposed to have full heads of hair, right? And then I see Leo men that are supposed to, and then they're balding. You know what occurred to me today? I figured out why the Leo cub bugs me. That kid annoys me, and I'm like, what is it about him? And it's his personality. You know, cubs could never be kings. But at the same time, he reminds me of someone else I used to know. Another one of those guys that the whole world thinks is a really great guy, but to me, God, he was so shitty. But before I go on to that, humans means thinking man or the wise man are the most common and wide species of the primate. They consider us primates, and their monkeys are primates. I think that's funny. And the only extant species of the genus Homo. Humans are great apes, characterized by the hairless, obligate. Is that another word for goy? I'm coming up with all kinds of attagoy. I want to make T-shirts about that because I think it's fun to make fun of people that hate people because they're different than them. So I make fun of it. I poke fun. They're like people that consider themselves a master race. That cracks me up. Like they go around, like anybody, like, because I always lived in small towns and all the stuff that the groups, the masses, the ways the machismos designate on how things are supposed to be, right? I've seen it my whole life. The do as I say, don't do as I do. All of that. The foundation of America. I ain't saw America's crumbling. It never really done me no favor. Shot me up with a bunch of poison since I was a little kid. Poison. Makes me think different. Poison. So I gotta reverse it with my own medicine. My own caramel. I need to make butter today. I should have already done it. Mom's gonna get up soon. I could still. I don't know if I have butter. I should have gone to the store today. That would have been a good thing for me to do, and I didn't do it. Now I'm not gonna want to go because there's gonna be too peoply, and I'm not around. I'm not hanging out with. I'm not down with hanging out with the other monkeys. They are the great apes characterized by the manual dexterity with the opposable thumbs, precision grip, and high intelligence. Do humans have high intelligence? What is considered high intelligence in 2026? The part of the program. Enabling more advanced cognitive skills. Dude, humans turned their intelligence over to fake shit. Over to like... Basically, AI is a grand scale Napster. They still like it? I'm gonna take your shit, whatever you say. I accept access. Do you allow access? Do you allow this app to have access to your camera and to your microphone? That means they can go in and take whatever they want and use it as they see fit to create the program for our own good. That's weird to me. The level of wanting to control people is bizarre. So, back to that Leo cub dude, who he reminds me of. We moved around a lot when I was growing up. And one of the first schools that I actually went to is like I just started first grade. We moved to Reading. We were sleeping on a lady's couch. 2 ladies, Chris and Janet. They were like the girls on Three's Company without Jack. And then terrible things happened there, and then Mom got an we got an apartment from there, but I went to a school in Reading called Lassenview, 2222. And you know, I always like the fun stuff. Like, you know, I like movies, I like entertainment, I like pop culture, I grew up with my grandparents. They took us to the melodrama because they liked the fun stuff. They were Leo and Sagittarius, and they had Aries. And then that Aries met my mom, Sagittarius, and they had me, Aries. And then they had brother Virgo. And that is our story that goes back forever, you know, for as long as it's been keeping track. As long as people have been important enough that society needs to keep track. I've had relatives in history that Isaac Walton, and then Mom was from New Mexico, found a picture of Mom's mom. I always wanted to see where my face came from, and then I found out where it came from. Let's see, where did I have that conversation where I said it to her? So this is, let's see, my lips are fuller. So this is Mom's mom. That's my grandma. My whole life, ever since I was a little girl, Mom was adopted. And I always wanted to know where we came from because I thought we were aliens. And then we moved to Taos, New Mexico, and because of ancestry and DNA and all that stuff, it comes down to that's my face on this lady, so I can't be mad at her for throwing my mom away. I gotta forgive her in my heart. Because that's why she threw my mom away, is because she was mad at somebody at some point and didn't have forgiveness in her heart, and it turned her to the place where it made her throw her baby away. And I want to make environments where everybody gets healed. The biggest clown in the village, they used to embrace people that had emotional problems. Now they just lock them away to forget they exist. There's karma that comes with neglect. America's figuring it out right now. All the karma that comes with the being neglectful and the hateful. I don't want to see the problem. It pains me to watch you. My brother said that to me. It pains me. It hurts to watch. It hurts to watch. And then I'm like, well, why can't you do something to help ease the pain? They don't like doing that because for people like my brother, it hurts to watch, but they like the pain because they're sadistics. There's people that exist that legit there's people that exist that legit like get excited about life, we'll say, when people get hurt. It's sadistic, it's nasty, it's gross, and they own the earth. That's why there's no good jobs, because all the good jobs go to people that aren't qualified. Yet they're in positions that are supposed to create environments to make things better for people. But people that have always been taken care of, they don't know how to take care of other people. That's why the military, it doesn't exist. Like you have the enlisted, like the mechanics that enlisted, the people that do the hard shit. But they're too busy doing the hard shit. They're not looking above at the big picture like I was. I just did it as an ends to a means, and learned a lot. But most people didn't pick up all the stuff that I picked up during my journey in life, and that's why I gather this little tidbit and share, and gather that tidbit, and it puts together a whole picture that Washington D.C. and Hollywood are the same, saying they both exist to create a contrived reality. I mean, they start by playing games like Monopoly. You have people like me. I don't like Monopoly. That's stupid. And then you have the people that love Monopoly because they study it and learn how to beat the system. And then they grow up and they learn how. And I just don't want to bother with the system. So I don't bother. I just go play with the birds in the woods. I ain't tripping. Let them be dumb on their own. And then now I'm like, I got to a place that it wasn't about just me. It was about taking care of mom and what mom needs. And so I tried to tap into that system that I paid into for all those years. And access denied. Access denied. That's all I got is access denied. Access denied. I couldn't get any help from anybody. And so that sent me to a trajectory back to New Mexico where we found out mom was born. Because when you seek the truth will find you. So if you're into the truth at all, I come across your FYP. We'll see how into the truth people really are. I hit 1,300 subs a couple weeks ago, and that just makes me giggle because I haven't cared. I wanted to see how long it took me to get 1,000 subs, and it took fucking like 7.5 years because people don't want the truth. They just want accolades or something. I don't want accolades. I just want to share the truth. I ain't like them. So my channel ain't ever gonna get big because I'm like protected under this veil of obscurity. People think I'm a dummy. Nobody takes me serious, I could hardly take myself serious, so I could get why. But I just want to just share my knowledge, share my experience. So even when I went into the military and I'm standing in line in the ranks and we're standing around all these people, I'm just thinking, like, what a show we put on. What a show. In my family, they got that good blood. They're the colonialists. But they didn't account for me. They didn't account for the curse breaker. They really didn't. I didn't know I was the curse breaker. Until I kept saying, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like them. And I'd clown them and I'd make fun of the stuff that they do. And they don't like it. Because they want to fall under the veil of obscurity and be hidden while doing nasty things there. And no, that's not okay. There's too many bad guys and girls on planet Earth, and They're gonna be bad. I'm not here to stop nobody from changing their behavior. I'm just here to say, hey, if you act like this is how likely your life is gonna end up. If you want to see your spouse in the future, look at their parents. If you want to see what your wife, dude, don't you don't want to have a hag wife? Is the source in which she came from a hag? Like, I don't understand how people even think. Do they? Or are they just going around doing what they're told to do because it's the next holiday that's coming up? It's the next. Like, what is it the ritual for? What do the holidays represent as sins? What do they. Like, if you were to. Holiday as sins. The 7 holidays as 7 sins. Of course, there's a bunch of them. Let's see, is there a poster? Is there an image that just says it? Yep, lust, Valentine's Day. Gluttony, Thanksgiving. I don't do holidays. I've done holidays to go along to get along, and then I decided I don't want to go along and get along with the crap. Says wrath is the 4th of July, but I think it's pride. And envy. See, my parents used to do weird rituals to me. They used to, like, I don't know, basically see how wicked they could be and me not turn mean and not hate them. Like, I always loved them. It's weird. It was like a weird Stockholm syndrome type thing. I remember one time, I was like 3 years old. They bought a whole trunk. They opened up the trunk, and the whole back end was just all Christmas presents. And they brought it into the church. And I wasn't allowed to open any of them. I just had to sit and watch. There's been a lot of weird times that people have just made me sit and watch stuff. And it's like, Marge, if you're not comfortable, go. Don't stay here and watch. And then I think of all the time wasted that people are just sitting around watching things. Football, baseball, how many seasons? 67 seasons of watching how many games? Hour after hour watching replay after replay. All the while so many people in the community just need a little help. So the waves of inflection have been rippling pretty good. Like where I live, we're on a different timeline. We start fall before everybody else, and then we start spring before everybody else. So people are still going to go through their ice storms, have their life experience. Not where I live. People are already going to start their spring cleaning, start their, or they're going to go around and use all that excess energy and just have nothing but a good time chasing those sensations. Because that's what got the last place state in the rank in which it's earned the last place. But all of them are, really, because if you go to Oklahoma, the people there will tell you, we're last in education. We're last. You go over here to whatever this state, they'll say, no, because every town I ever lived in, they always were known to be like the meth capital of the world. Reading, Anderson, like all of them. And it's just like, no, it's every town in the world has a problem because there isn't opportunity for everyone. It's just talking about opportunity for everyone. And that all these elections and all these requirements and all these forms and ID and all these things that every being is supposed to have so we can feed the bee system. The bee system has expanded to a gluttonous state, a capacity. Dude, America is Biff. America is Trump. I don't think he really. I think that was bogus. Because I'm pretty good at discernment. You know, I don't think he did that time, but I'm not saying that there's never times that the dude has it. You know, like being a human being. I remember listening to. I was sitting at the. What venue was that? I looked it up not too long ago. Same place I saw Ani DeFranco in the early 2000s. There's this comedian. We had the same name, Margaret. She was on this All American Girl or something. Her name's Margaret Cho. She's on Will Trent, actually. She's Will Trent's therapist. And she told a story, and she probably had to be in her 30s at the time, maybe. She's not much older than me, maybe her 40s. But she was on stage all cute stuff in her little outfit, and then told a story about how she freaking was stuck in LA traffic and proceeded to crap her pants. So, like, it's just part of being a human. When you're a baby, you crap your pants. Just be hopeful that you're born to a family that's going to make sure that you're not going to stay in those diapers. That is why I try so hard to take good care of mom, because when she was born, her family threw her away to an orphanage, and she had 2 broke feet. So she couldn't just get up and take herself to the bathroom at night. She had 2 club feet. She couldn't walk. She didn't learn how to walk till she was 4 or 5 years old. So she would wake up and she would cry for the staff that was there to help her when she cried out. They wouldn't do it. And then she'd crap and she'd piss her bed and crap her bed, and then she'd have to lay in it for God knows how long. And that is America. So when people go have parades about America and wave their stupid little flags about what a great place it is, I always think about my mom back in the 1950s and all the kids between then and now that have been falling through the cracks of this system while the men go off and play gay while away in fucking other parts of the nations and names unknown for our own good, to leave the mom by herself with all the bratty kids. That is America. And I'm not participating with that America anymore. I fought in fake wars, and then I came back and I say, hey, America's a liar. America makes shit up. Washington, D.C. and Hollywood are the same place. They have the same budgets. That's why single parents in every small town community don't have enough to take care of their kids. And their kids, that when they had them, like, they had an idea that they were of what their life was gonna be. Because I never had kids, because I saw what happened to my mom. The marriage, and it turned to a nightmare. And I'm like, dude, you never know who you're dealing with. I don't want to bring no kid onto this earth after what happened to me as a 10-month-old baby. Like, I know there's evil and monsters. My grandpa, he liked to play strip poker with me. And stuff like that. Like, I know that dudes are pervy. And the narcissists, it's like bonus points for them if they get to do weird stuff to their own family, because that's how much they like themselves. And that is the reality of the world in which we live. Yet people still play their little games, and, it's nothing but fun. They're just having a good time. It's all ritual, man. It's all rituals. All of it. All of it. Paying homage to some god that's gonna cause harm. My God is about good orderly direction. I ain't about hurting nobody. Yet the world is so big on hurting people because they feel bad. So they want to say something to cut like a knife to, make that person think. I catch myself wanting to do it all the time. I have to find the loving thing. That's my game. Find the thing that you see in them, that you appreciate in them, and tell them about that. And then maybe if you see things that are positive in other people, then they'll see the things that you see that are positive in them, and they won't hate themselves as much. How's that for a twist? How's that for a do things different? That's about all I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day.